Hey guys, welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation. I'm Owen James. This is all your latest Rangers news, guys. We're going to talk obviously left backs with news that two left backs could be exiting the club, leaving us, well, let's say, very much lacking in the left back slot, especially going into the game against Bruges next week. Look, I think it's a situation obviously will need to be addressed. Got to pick up on a couple of comments from this morning. One, the most negative pod out there. Why? Because I'm criticising the team for playing badly. Do you want me to sit here and go, weren't they amazing against Plitzen? Oh, they're fantastic. They're just brilliant. Russell Martin is the greatest manager ever. James Tavernier is the greatest captain ever. He's Cafu, the English Cafu. And, oh, this team have just played the sexiest football. It's like watching the Barca of Xavi and Iniesta reincarnated. It's amazing, it's mouth-watering, it's sensational football. Do you know what? Some of our fans are fucking wankers. They're absolute fucking plods. They're just, honestly, you know, you can't criticise the team. Don't criticise the team, just support the team. So what, even if they're playing shit, we're supposed to not criticise them, not call them out for playing shit. We're supposed to go, well done, boys, you're amazing, fantastic. Honestly, some of our fans, and it's only a minority, and if you're not sure who they are, look at the comments on the last video and perhaps go and tell them that they're fucking wankers, because they are fucking wankers. Brain dead morons. They'd be better off going across the other side of the city or going to support Park Thistle or Queen's Park or someone like that. But guys, if you're one of the people that wrote, you know, most negative pod, how can you say that you weren't a footballer? And there was another one as well. I've got a message for you. You're a fucking moron and everybody thinks you're a fucking moron. Deal with it. I bet your family are well proud of you. But they also, they're going, oh, for fuck's sake, wish you'd just fuck off. Anyway, let's talk left backs. Look, it looks like a deal is moving closer with Jefte. We're moving close to quote Fabrizio Romano, here we go. Reports indicate that Jefte's representatives have met with Palmeiras, the Brazilian team, in London this week. Personal terms on the way to being agreed. Negotiations over a fee between Rangers and Palmeiras are apparently progressing well. Look, I think, you know, if we make a couple of million, 2-3 million on Jefte, which it looks like it well could be, on a player we paid 800,000 for, it's excellent piece of business. I don't think Jefte's ever really settled in Scotland. I don't think he's ever really shown the best of his abilities. I think defensively he's a liability. He dives into tackles, he's out of position a lot. He's like the Brazilian Tav, basically. Look, I think also the physicality of the Scottish game doesn't suit him as well. I think as well, you know, there's a kind of difference in expectations as to what's expected. Or fullbacks, I think, you know, in Brazil, a fullback is more as a wing back, is attacking. I mean, if you look back to like the Cafus and the Roberto Carloses of this world, defending was never ever in their lexicon. They just attack. And I think Jefte is very much from that aspect. And Jefte has got his positives. He is good going forward. He is fast. He can cross the ball into the box well. It's just that defensively he is absolutely shocking, really bad. And like I said, I think he has struggled to settle in Scotland and struggled with the Scottish game. So look, any sort of money we can get for him now, 2-3 million perhaps brought in is a profit. It's a great profit. And look, get the deal done. Just get the deal done. I don't think even with time he's going to develop into enough of a quality left back to be able to succeed at Rangers. He just hasn't got the defensive abilities, and I think that is something, you know, that is lacking in his game. Now, the other departure story is around Ridvan Yilmaz. Apparently, the sort of likely rumour is that he is heading back to Besiktas. So, what's the story with that? Now, obviously, there was negotiations earlier in the window between Rangers and Besiktas. Rangers have now lowered their asking price for the player. Besiktas obviously very keen to get their former left back. Now again, Ridvan, another player. I like Ridvan. I really like Ridvan. I think he's a very good footballer. I think defensively he's a lot better than Jefte. I think going forward he's better than Jefte. He's quick. He provides a natural width when he plays. But again, he's a player who has never ever lived up to what we wanted from him, because again, his injury record is so bad. He misses so many games, and I think he's another one that realistically has not kind of dealt with the physicality of the Scottish game, with the wear and tear of the Scottish game. You know, there is definitely a more physical approach, a more wear and tear to playing in any sort of British football than there is to playing on the continent, whether that's in Italy, in Turkey, in Spain, in Germany, wherever. Coming to England is completely different, and coming to Scotland is completely different. from that aspect, and I think that Ridvan has very much struggled to cope with that. So again, I think, you know, that's a situation that needs to be resolved. Now, you know, people talk about, well, how can you sell both your left backs, you know, and you're sitting there saying sell them both, but guys, the one thing I'm going to say is if both of them want to move, then they don't want to be here. Why would you want to keep players that don't want to be here? You know, the last thing you want are two players in your squad who you've kind of forced to stay. There's a saying, I want volunteers, not hostages. And we want players who actually want to play for the shirt, who actually want to play for the club. You know, we don't want players here that are kind of been forced to stay or are staying because their wages are high. We want players who actually want to be here, that actually want to run out on that park and actually want to play for that blue shirt, not just take their wages and kind of sit on their salaries and just be happy with that, you know, and have one eye on their next move, or or basically sitting there waiting till their contract runs down so they can move for nothing and get a massive signing on fee. You know, we do have to look at that, and if we can gain, I don't know, say 5-6 million from the sale of Jefte and Ridvan, then that gives us money we can reinvest into the team. Now, obviously that presents an issue, which is the left back issue. Robbie Fraser is in the final year of his deal. Does Robbie Fraser start Saturday against Alloa? It's a possibility. Does the manager fancy Robbie Fraser as a player? That's a question. I like Robbie Fraser. I think he's a good player, and like, I think the younger players need to get more of a fair crack. I think, you know, the likes of Bailey Rice, Finlay Curtis, Robbie Fraser could provide a hell of a lot more than some of the dross that we're seeing at the moment. You know, I'd rather see Finlay Curtis start or come on as a sub than Kieran Dowell, who is quite possibly one of the worst footballers I've ever seen play the game. I'll be honest with you, looking at Kieran Dowell as a footballer, even at 47, fat, unfit, I think I could be a footballer. If Kieran Dowell's a footballer, I can be a footballer. He is fucking shite. He's done nothing. You know, so Finlay Curtis, again, better player. Bailey, let's link to Andy Irving. I'd rather see Bailey Rice given a chance to play than some second-rate, two-bit West Ham reserve like Andy Irving. Again, you know, a player I don't want anywhere near the club. So I think Bailey Rice, again, a young player, give him more of an opportunity. Robbie Fraser, again, I think probably offers more than both Jefte and Ridvan put together. You know, he's probably going to have more heart, more passion, at least for the club, and to go out there and fight for the club more so than Ridvan and Jefte. So, you know, I think that's what you want to see. You want to see those positivities from those younger players. But it would leave us in a situation where we do need to go out and recruit a left back. Look, Max Aarons can't play left back because he naturally comes back onto his right foot. I mean, I'll be honest with you, if Ridvan and Jefte do leave, I think we're massively short in the fullback areas. We've got Max Aarons, who looks just struggling so badly at the moment. You've got James Tavernier, who is quite possibly one of the worst right backs in Europe. Dujan Sterling, who's probably the best right back at the club, but cannot stay fit. You know, we're massively short in those areas. I do think that the fullback area is a place they do need to kind of address before this window closes, especially that left back area. I mean, yes, we may be able to kind of get by till the January transfer window with a sort of combination of, you know, of Dujan returning in September, hopefully, Max Aarons playing some games, and James Tavernier not fucking up too much at right back. So I think, you know, at the end of the day, you've got to face a situation where left back has to be a priority going forward now. Now, if we've got £6-7 million to spend, you can probably get quite a decent left back for that. But I'd want to see them go and get someone who's got a bit of experience and got a bit of strength about them, someone who's used to playing in the British game, not somebody who's coming from a foreign league, or who's coming from, you know, hardly playing, or is a 20-year-old kid like Mendy. I want to see someone with experience come in, and that's what we need to do, especially obviously if it seems that Jefte and Ridvan are on their way out of the club. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.